Good afternoon, Miss Lovelace.
I'm warning you, Gil. I'm gonna clobber you.
Miss Lovelace, you're no lady.
One of these days, I'm really gonna lose it with that guy. I'm gonna get my hands on him and what's the use?
Now, Dirk, don't let him get you down. Miss Lovelace's Advice to the Love Learner is a very popular column. You must admit that.
But why do I have to be called Miss Lovelace?
Mr. Hogan explained all that. No one wants advice given by a young man of 25. Dirk Lane. Now, how many readers would go for that? But Miss Lovelace, she's a sweet little old lady who's lived a long, full, wise life. The readers love it, Dirk.
Miss Lovelace is a babbling old witch. Look at these letters. Would you believe that so many people actually have love troubles?
About those letters. Colin has to be in Mr. Hogan's office at 5. It's after 2 now.
Ugh. I know we have a deadline to meet. I'm really sorry, Josie. This Lovelace bit has me down. I don't know what I'd do without you. And another thing.
Yes, Dirk.
You're the best secretary a fella ever had.
Thanks.
Listen to this one, Josie. Dear Miss Lovelace, I am an attractive girl of 45, and I'm in love with my sister's mother-in-law's father's wife's son. This man's brother's wife's father-in-law seems interested in me. What advice can you give me? Signed, Confused. Take this down, Josie. Dear Confused, watch your step, dearie. A friend of mine had a similar problem, and she found herself engaged to her own grandfather. Oh, it's so funny. Here we go again. Dear Miss Lovelace, my husband's snoring is driving me crazy. He keeps everyone awake, and we've had to move from 3 apartment houses. I can't fall asleep because he sounds like a whistling tea kettle. What shall I do? Signed, Sleepless Nights. You ready, Josie? Dear Sleepless Nights, try putting a clothespin on your husband's nose. If that doesn't work, put the whole clothesline around his neck. He won't be keeping you awake again. I can't put my mind on Miss Lovelace this afternoon. Miss Lovelace, why doesn't she go down to an old ladies' home and stop meddling in everyone else's business?
Now, Dirk, you've helped a lot of people. Why, just the other day we got that nicest letter from that sweet girl.
What sweet girl?
The one who signed herself. Down. She was in love with an English nobleman. Her rich, tyrannic father disapproved. He wanted her to marry a solid, substantial American type. She didn't know what to do.
That's right. We answered her letter in the column. I told her to marry the nobleman and live on Lonty and crumpets for the rest of her life.
Well, she's very happy now, and she wrote that she's going to marry the Englishman. She thanked you for your advice, and not only that, she's going to give you a gift. A knitted shawl.
A knitted shawl? I've always wanted one. Thank you.
Hello, kitties! Well, if it isn't Toxic Tessie.
I know that's what I called behind my back. Well, at least the great hungry public likes the concoctions in my food column.
What recipe did you feature this week?
Oh, jellied frog's legs. I know it sounds pretty awful, but Hogan wants fancy recipes. I doubt we'll have any readers left after they've tried jellied frog's legs. Well, well, well. If it isn't Henrietta Bryce, our dear fashion editor. What's that you're wearing? The latest fashion from the house of Dracula?
I wouldn't talk if I were you, Tessie. Your recipes have built up a wonderful business for the Pepto-Bismol industry. Ladies! What's that, Henrietta?
Oh, just some costumes for the Junior League masquerade next summer. I'm featuring the stuff in my new column.
They're pretty clever get-ups, too. An Arabian prince, sailor, pirate, nanny, things like that. Sounds interesting. I hope you wouldn't mind if I left the box in here for a little while. It won't fit in that cubbyhole they call my office. I'll take it home tonight.
Oh, I sure hope you can manage all that on your broom, darling. Bye.
You weren't very kind, Teresa.
Oh, Henrietta and I love each other. Really.
What a pleasant little gathering. Why, I don't suppose anybody's been discussing work by any chance.
Yes, Mr. Hogan, we're getting out Miss Lovelace calling right now.
Oh, how considerate. Get to work. We have a newspaper to publish.
Guess I'd better clear out. Goodbye.
Listen to this one, Josie. Dear Miss Lovelace, I'm a secretary to a young executive in a large firm. He is a wonderful man, but he doesn't seem to notice me. I like him a lot, and he doesn't even know that I'm alive. What shall I do? Signed, Imogene. Isn't that silly? Tell her to spruce up with the powder and paint and wage an all-out attack. Maybe then that droopy boss will notice her.
Do you think that'll help?
Yeah. Once she hooks the big fish, they'll live happily ever after. Happily, that is, until 5 minutes after the wedding when they have their first battle. Women's makeup is dangerous ammunition, Josie.
You're too cynical.
Don't take me seriously, Josie. You've been reading too many of these trashy letters. We're fairly bright, modern people, but this Imogene is ridiculous. Put it this way. Could you imagine falling in love with me? No, of course not. We're too level-headed.
Flat-headed is a better word.
I'm sorry, did you say something I wasn't going to say?
No, right now I think Imogene should boil her boss in oil.
Did Hogan get his call?
What are you gushing about?
Hogan, the operator just tipped me off. Big boss man is calling from upstairs.
It's great. Hogan will be as playful as a hooded cobra after that goal.
Mr. Hogan's in his office right now. Maybe he's on the phone.
Good. Big boss man doesn't like to be kept waiting. And I don't want to be around when Hogan finishes that call.
Thank you for the tip, Gil. I'll remember you in my will.
Don't mention it, Miss Lovelace.
Oh, that's funny. That's good.
I wonder what the big boss man wants.
I don't know. Maybe one of the board members tried Teresa's recipe and they're taking up a collection for flowers.
Very nice work, my boy. Very nice work.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hogan. What have I done?
Oh, nothing. We're going out of business, that's all.
Mr. Hogan, why?
Don't worry, Josie. I'm sure if we're lucky, we'll all get nice jobs at the Siberian Gazette.
What's the matter?
You're the matter, you blundering idiot. Miss Lovelace. Bah!
You'd only tell me what this is all about.
Tell you? You'll never hear the end of it. Don't you check on the people who write those letters to you? Don't you investigate before shooting off your big mouth in the column?
We choose letters we think will be interesting to the general public. That's all.
Well, your little system certainly backfired this time. Do you remember writing to a sweet young thing a few weeks ago? You told her to disobey her father's wishes and marry some half-baked English nobleman.
Well, what a coincidence, Mr. Hogan. We were just talking about that a little while ago. She's going to marry the young man.
How cozy. Well, it just so happens that the sweet young thing is the daughter of Hubert Worthington.
Hubert Worthington.
Hubert Worthington is only the publisher of the Clarion. Isn't that Ducky? Surely you must remember his name. It's on your paycheck every week. It'll be on your application for unemployment insurance, too.
How could I know?
Worthington isn't interested in minor details, you blockhead. He only knows that a member of this staff suggested that his daughter disobey him and marry some fortune-hunting nincompoop. The nobleman is a wastrel. He's a writer.
Writer? Oh, no.
And do you know what he writes? He's an avant-garde writer. He's putting out a book with blank pages. Blank, mind you. He invites the reader to fill in the pages with his own word impressions.
Sounds crazy.
Oh, the boy is ripe, all right. And Vanessa Worthington, she's that spoiled daughter, swears by Miss Lovelace and her column. She's going to marry the guy. Worthington is ready to chew nails. He's on his way down here right now to wring Miss Lovelace's scrawny old neck.
I better get out of here.
You'll stay and face the music.
I can't. Worthington will be looking for a sweet old lady. He can't meet me.
That's right. He'll throw me out too for deceiving the public. What have you done to me?
I'm a little more interested in what Worthington is going to do to me.
Wait a minute. If we convince Vanessa to meet the old lady, then won't she explain everything and everything be all right?
That sounds good, but how are you going to swing it?
Yeah, there's no Miss Lovelace. You really want to remember that, Josie.
There is a Miss Lovelace. You're Miss Lovelace, Dirk, and you're going to be Miss Lovelace this afternoon.
Never.
Listen to the girl. She may be able to save us.
How can I be Miss Lovelace? Do I look like Miss Lovelace to you? I need to shave. Would Miss Lovelace, a 65-year-old woman, need to shave?
Miss Lovelace can have a 3-foot beard, for all I care. You got me into this mess, and you're getting me out of it.
Dirk's right, Mr. Hogan. He can't look like that. If only we had a suitable disguise that... The nanny's costume. Dirk, with this we can dress you up as the little old lady.
That'll never work.
He's right.
It's 1,000 to 1 chance, I know, but it's a chance. If we don't do something, then we're just going to be sitting ducks when Vanessa and Worthington get here.
That makes sense. Go into my office and put this on. I'll be there in a minute. This is ridiculous. Going, Miss Lovelace, before I forget you're a lady and sock you in the face!
You'll find rouge and lipstick in my purse. Do a good job on him.
I've been wanting to do a good job on that guy for years.
Where is everybody? Did Miss Lovelace meet her deadline?
Miss Lovelace will meet her death if this doesn't work out. Look at all these newspaper clippings about Vanessa Worthington.
Who? Oh, yes. Our publisher's darling daughter. Some darling. She's been out with every eligible nobleman in Europe.
She seems to go in for nobility.
Yes,
Earls,
she does.
lords, princes, and we advised her to marry a fortune-hunting English nobleman.
What are you talking about?
There's no time to explain right now. Vanessa and Worthington will be here any minute.
Old blood and guts?
Yes.
Why didn't you say so? I'd rather eat one of my recipes than meet him. Goodbye, darling.
I am Hubert Worthington. This is my daughter, Vanessa.
Oh, Father, who cares?
Be quiet! It's time for my yellow pill. I want to see Miss Lovelace at once. Are you Miss Lovelace?
No, I'm just...
Nonsense! You couldn't be Miss Lovelace. You don't look stupid enough. Miss Lovelace, I said! Where is Miss Lovelace?
Father, I wish you'd stop making a big deal. I'm going to marry Lord Crawlington, and that's all there is to it.
Poppycock! Crawlington, he makes me itch. My blue pill! That young wastrel, Lord Crawlington, that's not a name, it's a disease! He writes books with blank pages.
You wouldn't understand, Father. Crawlington's an impressionist.
An impressionist? I'll make an impression on Miss Lovelace's head when I get my hands on her. Imagine telling you to marry that fortune hunter in my own paper. Where's conspiracy?
Mr. Worthington, you mustn't do anything to hurt Miss Lovelace. She's such a sweet little old lady.
I can imagine
love and happiness to the hearts of so many of our readers. Please, Mr. Worthington, she didn't know the letter was from your daughter.
What difference does that make? If she advises all our young girls to marry the Crawlingtons of the world, I shudder to think what would happen to the human race. My pig pill! I'm a man to see Miss Lovelace at once!
I'll see if she's I'll get her for you now. Oh, Miss Lovelace, someone to see you!
Coming, my dear.
This is such a surprise. Someone to visit father-in-law.
This is Mr. Worthington, our publisher, and his daughter, Vanessa.
Oh, this is such a pleasure. And your dear daughter. Goodness, how I love children so.
Miss Lovelace! You've done a terrible thing! My daughter's going to marry some fool because she's taken your advice!
Gracious, did I make a boo-boo? I'm so impetuous at times.
I call you dangerous!
I did make a bad mistake, sir, when I answered your daughter's letter. Oh, Vanessa, I am so sorry. I confused your letter with someone else's.
Confused?
Yes, you see, I received so much mail. I gave you the answer I intended for another lovesick girl. Of course, you should listen to your dear, sweet father. He just wants you to be happy, that's all.
But I don't understand.
It's plain enough if you ask me. Miss Lovelace made a mistake.
I certainly did. I believe that your young man writes books with blank pages. I had a sad experience myself with men like that. I was much younger then, of course. My young man painted blank canvases. He wanted to have the shadow cast on the canvas by the viewer to create the picture. He was always dabbling with blank things.
What happened?
He found some blank checks one day. Signed someone else's name and tried to have them cashed. Poor Archibald. He'll be getting out of the penitentiary next month.
How sad. A tragedy, Miss Lovelace.
Yes, that's why I'm still Miss Lovelace. So don't throw away your life, my dear. Listen to your dear, sweet old father.
Yes, by all means, listen to your father.
Miss Lovelace, I must admit that when I came here today, I was going to demand your resignation. But I think you deserve a second chance. Now, if Vanessa will listen to you and me, everything will be just fine.
Miss Lovelace? Father, I'll forget about Lord Crawlington.
Wonderful!
Everything's all right again.
And I have a present for you, Miss Lovelace.
Ooh.
It's nothing much, but it's a nice small way of thanking you after everything you've done. Now that I've changed my mind, I think you deserve this more than ever.
Oh, thank you, my dear. How sweet.
It's over your head! It's fire!
Goodness, this is so embarrassing.
What's going on here? Miss Lovelace! That's no lady!
I beg your pardon, sir.
Voice! Something happened to her voice!
My ears! Where are my pills?
Father gets like this whenever he's excited.
I'll take him to my office. And I'll attend to you later.
This is better than initiation at the sorority house. Miss Lovelace. How quaint. Tell me, are you really Miss Lovelace? And you didn't make a mistake and mix up those letters? It was because Father was so angry that you tried to convince me I was doing the wrong thing. Well, you made a gallant effort. But now I'm going to marry Lord Crawlington no matter what happens. I'm more convinced than ever that he's the man for me. And I'm going to tell Father, too.
Well, it's been a nice
working with you. At least we agree on one thing.
Yes, one thing.
What are you gonna do now?
Oh, I don't know. Look for another job, I guess.
I want you to be my secretary, wherever I go. doubt if I'd get any job in any other newspaper.
So
Who'd want to publish what I write in the letters to the editor column?
So unfair, Dirk.
Well, at least I got rid of Miss Lovelace. You know, I did a lot of ranting about her, but I think I'm gonna miss the old girl.
Wait a minute. We're not licked yet. There's still a chance.
You're kidding.
Look at all these newspaper clippings that I got out of the old society page files. They give a detailed listing of all of Vanessa's past romances. Earls, lords, princes, and whatnots.
I don't get it.
If we can convince Vanessa to meet another nobleman, then she might forget about Lord Collington, but she has to be the handsome, charming prince who will sweep her off her feet.
It's really great, Josie, and I suppose I'll just wave my magical wand and a prince will appear in front of us just like that.
This will be perfect, the Arabian prince costume. Vanessa will go to this like bee to honey.
Be sensible, Josie.
I am.
Who's gonna be our Sheik of Arabia? If you think that I'm gonna be prancing around in that nightgown, you're crazy. Besides, what would Vanessa do when she found out the truth?
Well, she might come to her senses and realize that she doesn't know her own mind after all. But we have to try it, Dirk. But you can't play the role. She'd know you in a minute.
Last love letters of the day, folks. What's going on? Have you both slipped your hinges?
No, Gil, my boy. We have a little assignment for you.
You'll make a perfect Arabian prince.
Are you guys crazy? What are you talking about?
I'll explain everything while you get into your costume. Okay, so we kind of gave some pretty crummy advice to our publisher's daughter, and then he wanted to meet Miss Lovelace. As you know, there is no Miss Lovelace. But Josie had a great idea that I should cross-dress to a 65-year-old woman. And it was going well until the wig fell off. So now, we need Vanessa Worthington to change her mind. And the only way we can do that is to make her fall in love with someone else. And according to the newspaper clippings, she goes for nobility and royalty. So we thought, Sheik of Arabia. Gil, you better not let us down. When Vanessa Worthington comes out of that room, you gotta turn on the charm.
I don't like it!
Now, Gil, you can't refuse. I'm a woman in love. You have to wait with me.
Gee, Josie, is that a fact?
Of course. I know you'd do anything for me. Anything.
Golly, I didn't know you cared.
Hey! I just remembered. Our prince is gonna need a name.
How about the Bombay Swami?
At least it's euphonious.
Hey, there's nothing phony about me.
Forget it, Gil. I want something subtle, sinister, romantic, intriguing.
How about Silas Q. Koppelstrater?
Look, Gil, you're gonna ruin everything if you don't get down to business.
I have it. How about Ollie Bay Window?
Ollie Bay Window. Yes, that's not bad. When Vanessa Worthington comes out of that room, pretend that you don't notice her. I'll be interviewing you here. I'll introduce you to Vanessa, and then you turn on the charm.
All right, I've got nothing to lose except for my job, my pension, my reputation, and my head.
And now, Ollie Bay, tell me something about your life.
Well, I was born.
That's very interesting. And now something about your early childhood.
As a child, I was a boy.
Amazing.
Who is that?
Oh, that's Dirk Lane, you know Miss Lovelace.
No, I don't mean him. The other one. The one in the darling turban.
That's the celebrated Ollie Bay Window. He's an Arabian sheik. The paper is doing a column on his life. Dirk's interviewing him now.
And what were your interests as a little boy?
Little girls.
grown in world prominence and stature. What are your interests?
Big girl.
Oh, he's adorable. Please, please, you must introduce me.
Oh, I don't know. Those Arabian princes have some strange customs.
I am so willing to learn.
But Miss Worthington, what about Lord Crawlington?
Who?
Lord Crawlington.
Oh, yes, I remember now. I was engaged to him. That was this morning. Miss Lovelace, Mr. Lane, I'd like to meet the Ollie. I'm just crazy about Arabia.
What a beauty! Come with me to the Casbah.
Oh, isn't this exciting? My, but you're handsome. Are there any others like you at home?
Oh, yes. Take my brother, for example. He's such a cool cat. We call him Ollie Cat. Ollie, I think we should be getting back to the interview.
May I help you, Mr. Lane? I'd love to interview the Ollie. Maybe we could have dinner tonight.
Come fly with me to my tent.
Where is it?
I'm wedding it.
Do you think your father will approve, Miss Worthington?
Father never approves.
But I do.
We must go, my desert flower. Who are you? Gil! What are you doing here? And what do you mean by coming to work in that getup? Mr. Hogan, I was Frank.
Ollie, your accent. Your lovely accent.
I must be going now. Over my dead body. Dirk, Josie. What is the meaning of this?
If this is another one of your harebrained schemes, you'll be sorry, I promise you!
No, it was this way, Mr.
We were dressing up for the
He
call.
was dressed as an Arabian prince.
For
because he wanted
inspiration.
to- What's the use?
Not again, Mr. Lane. You've tricked me twice in one day. And you wanted me to fall for this phony sheep?
We still have a date for dinner, my little nightingale.
Stop! I wouldn't go out with you if you were the last Arabian night alive.
Oh, is that right, Miss High and Mighty? I've read about you. You've gone out with every count and no account in the world. And no red-blooded American man would look at you twice.
Bravo!
The nerve!
And another thing, you are a spoiled, snobbish brat that always gets what she wants. If I were your father, I'd give you a good spanking and try to knock some sense into you. I will leave my resignation outside.
Congratulations, young man. You're the first person who put my daughter in her place. And as for you, young lady, I'm going to take this fellow's advice.
Father, your nerves.
I've never felt better in my life.
I'm sorry, Father. Maybe I don't know my own mind. I thought that Lord Crawlington was the only one for me, but now I don't know. I know everything you said was for my own good, and I'd love to have that dinner date, if it's all right with you.
All right with me? Mr. Hogan, I would like to withdraw my resignation. I would prefer an advance on my salary. I'm painting the town red tonight.
Hogan, I guess I acted hastily today. If Miss Lovelace, this young man, wants to give advice, that's his business. Difference of opinion. Yes, that's what makes a good newspaper.
Then you're not angry anymore?
No. Advice to the lovelorn. Never miss the call on myself.
Miss Lovelace. I never thought I could love that old lady.
Long live Miss Lovelace.
I don't even want to think about this afternoon. Hey, Josie, did I give you the answer to this letter? You know, the one written by that Imogene, the gal who's flipped over her boss and... Josie. What have you done to yourself?
Just freshened up a little bit.
Say, your hair looks nice. And your eyes. I never noticed them before. They're hazel. And take a letter, Josie. Dear Imogene, I think that your boss is the biggest noodle brain in the world. Why anyone who has a secretary like you and doesn't realize it is way off his beam. Hello, Imogene.
Oh, Dirk, please don't be cross with me. I don't know why I wrote the letter. I was being foolish.
That's my business. Advice to the lovelorn. So what are you doing tonight, Imogene?
Well, we have the column and the deadline to finish.
Okay?
It's a little further.
Here! Can I open my eyes?
Hold mine.
I'm gonna bump into it.
You're not gonna bump into anything. Now a step, a couple more steps. Just trust me. Trust me. You got this.
Can I open my eyes now?
All right. Open your eyes right now.
Is that him there?
That's right.
Why is he covered with a blanket?
Well, he
He doesn't look like a pony.
well, he is a $350 Shetland pony.
Is he laying down?
Yeah.
Why is he laying down? Is he sick?
Pure strain Kentucky bred Shetland.
Why is he laying down?
Lisa, I didn't want to tell you this, but
Why is he laying down? He is sick. He is.
he's dead.
He's dead?
It's a hell of a thing to have to tell your daughter on her birthday.
Dead? A dead pony?
Lisa, we've got to face the facts here.
You got me a dead pony for my birthday?
I didn't get you a dead pony for your birthday.
What happened to him?
Lisa, I'm going to be honest with you, okay?
What happened to my pony?
You're 13 years old now, and I'm going to talk to you like an adult.
What happened to my pony?
I shot him.
You shot him?
Yeah, about an hour ago, but hear me out.
You shot my pony?
not get too excited, didn't I? Come on, did I or did I not say, don't get too excited?
Why did you shoot my pony?
I didn't shoot your pony. He wasn't your pony when I shot him. He didn't even know he existed. He was a pony.
Why did you shoot a pony?
He bit me.
But you didn't have to shoot him. He was just a little pony. He didn't know what he was doing.
You weren't even there. You don't know the situation.
I'm 13 years old today, and you gave me a dead pony for my birthday.
I told you, he bit me.
But you gave him to me anyways. You brought me out here to show me a dead pony?
I thought about that. I thought, if I take her out here and I show her a dead pony, that's obviously going to upset her. But if I wouldn't have shown her anything, she would have thought I forgot her birthday.
Well, it could be worse than getting a dead pony for your birthday.
Listen now, okay? Someday you're going to have children of your own. I never shot a pony before. I want you to believe that. Never in my life before today.
You hated my pony. You always hated him.
I didn't always hate him. I never even
You
planned to
did.
shoot him.
You hated him because you knew I loved him.
When I saw him, I liked him. He was kind of cute.
You knew he loved me, and he could show his feelings for me, and you couldn't stand that. Oh no, because you can never love anyone. You're all bottled up. You keep all your feelings all bottled up. And he could show his love. He could swish his tail and toss his head and lick my hands when I gave him sugar. And late at night when I'd ride him bareback to the gray mountains.
You never rode him. I just bought it.
You didn't know! I used to sneak out late at night when you thought I was sleeping. I'd climb out my bedroom window and run to the pasture.
Pasture? What pasture?
And he'd smell my scent and come galloping towards me. And I'd leap onto his back and gallop
Moonlit moor?
with the wind in my hair. And now he's dead. You killed my pony. You killed Black Thunder. You killed the only thing I ever loved.
I didn't.
You did.
I didn't.
You did. You said you did.
April Fool!
April Fool.
Yeah.
But it's not April. It's my birthday.
Birthday fool!
You mean Black Thunder's not really dead? Then who's under that blanket?
Well, it's not who, but what.
What? What's under there?
3 guesses.
Oh, I don't know. You're cruel. You're the cruelest daddy in the whole world.
I'm giving you 3 guesses.
A candy bar?
It's not it.
A turtle. A big, gigantic turtle.
Nope. It's not it. 2 down. 1 to go.
A rubber raft?
Nope.
What then? What is it?
It's your sister.
What?
Yeah. Your big fat sister.
Kathy. It's Kathy.
Yeah, big fat old Kathy.
Why is she hiding under there?
Well,
And you said it was a what, not a who. Kathy is a who.
not exactly.
Not exactly. Kathy! Kathy?
It's a what? See, it's Kathy's body.
Kathy's body?
Yeah, see, she's the one that bit me. like a damn wild grizzly, too, I swear.
You gave me my dead sister's body for a birthday? First you tell me my pony's dead, and now you tell me you shot my favorite sister? You're a mean, cruel, vicious!
Double April Fool!
Double April Fool?
It's not your sister. I wouldn't shoot your fat little sister. Come on. More guesses.
I'm not guessing anymore. You ruined my birthday. You're a mean, cruel, horrible.
It's the motorcycle you wanted.
The Honda?
Yeah.
The red one?
Mm-hmm.
Really and truly?
Yeah.
No April Fools.
Nope.
No Birthday Fool's Day. Oh, Daddy. Daddy, you're the bestest daddy in the whole wide world.
dangerous.
In the twilight, a white crescent moon, a fruit knife peeling the skin of fate.
Today, once again, a man has changed his shape and become a stick.
Just a couple feet closer, and it would have finished.
Which do you suppose is the accident? When something hits you, or when it misses?
How should I know?
The moon, the color of dirty chromium plate, looks down, and the streets are swirling.
Today, once again, a man has turned into a stick and vanished.
Hey, what's that rhythm you're tapping?
Try and guess.
Look! I'm sure that kid was the culprit. I'll bet he's still in grade school. He must have been playing on the roof.
Damn brats. I hate them all.
Oh, it's dangerous the way he's leaning over the edge like that. He must be ashamed now that he's done it. It seems like he's trying to see something, but I can't quite hear him.
He's probably disappointed nobody got hurt, so now he's cursing us instead.
No, that's not so. The child saw me fall. He's calling me.
I know what it is. That rhythm. This is a song, isn't it? All you need is love. La 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 la. Was I wrong?
It's always been my principle to respect other people's tastes.
The moon is forgotten. In the sky, the color of cement, and the stick lies forgotten. Down in the gutter.
The stick lies forgotten in the gutter. The streets from above form a whirlpool. A boy is searching for his vanished father.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me if we happened to arrive exactly where we intended.
The time is precisely 22 minutes and 10
On
seconds.
the button.
I wonder, could that be the stick?
If it is, we've got a most peculiar obstacle in our path.
Say, pal, where'd you get that stick?
Lying in the gutter, wasn't it?
It fell from the roof. We had a hairbreadth escape.
I knew it. Sir, it was this stick, as I suspected.
Sorry to bother you, but would you mind handing me that stick?
I'm sure you've no use for it especially.
I don't know about that.
We're making a survey, a little investigation.
From the police?
No, not exactly.
But you're not too far.
Liars! You're the one who threw the stick at us, and now you're trying to suppress the evidence. You think I'm gonna play your little game? Fat chance!
If you really suspect us, I'd be glad to go to the police station.
Don't try to wheedle your way around me.
I know, it was that kid from before. But he's not there anymore.
You shut up.
Yes, there was a child, wasn't there? Up there on the roof. And you heard him calling out in a shy, numb little voice.
How am I supposed to hear him? The average noise level in this part of town is supposed to be over 120 decibels on an average.
Sir, shall I verify the circumstances at the scene?
Yes, I suppose, but don't waste too much time over it.
There's no need. I can hear everything. In the grimy little office behind the stairs marked for store employees only. My son.
It's kind of
scared
hard to
death,
explain, but
surrounded by
the
me,
fact is,
scabulous
we've been entrusted for the time being with the custodianship of that stick. I'd wish you'd somehow try to understand.
I don't understand nothing.
This is the age of the generation gap. We're alienated.
The child is blocking it.
Well,
Since I
let
turned
me
into a
ask
stick,
you a
you dropped
simple
the
question. What do you intend to do with that stick? I'm sure you haven't got any particular aim in mind.
I'm not interested in aims.
That's right. Aims are out of date.
Exactly. Aims don't amount to a hill of beans, so why can't you just let me have that stick? It isn't doing you any good. All it is a stick of wood. But as far as we're concerned, is it a valuable item of evidence pertaining to a certain person.
But one should have a few. People don't have enough.
Enough what?
Aims.
You're making too much of nothing. It's bad for you to want something that's bad for your health. The mental anguish at the fact that you've lost track of any aims you once had. Your uncertainty at the fact that you have no aims, they're more proof that you're there, in that particular spot, than any aim I can think of. That's true, isn't it?
How about a kiss, huh?
I don't want to.
You don't have to put on such airs with me.
I don't feel like it.
Come on.
I told you. Lay off the euphoria.
Then scratch my back.
Your back?
To the left. That's right. There.
Now you scratch mine.
You don't mean it from the heart. Is this the right place?
Yes. There. And everywhere else.
Everywhere?
Oh. It feels like I haven't had a bath in quite some time.
Look, my friend, I'm willing to make a deal with you. How much will you charge for letting me have that stick?
$1.
$1 for a stick of wood like that?
Forget it. Not even for $2.
You can find any number of sticks just like that one if you really want to.
$1 will keep you in secrets for a while.
Me and this stick, we understand each other. Don't know why.
You look alike. Remarkable resemblance.
So we look alike, do we? Me and this stick? You got any brothers and sisters?
The younger sister.
What was her name for you? You must have been known as something. A nickname, perhaps?
You mean the way she called me?
Precisely.
Gaga!
Gaga?
No, that's what my brother called me. My sister was different. She called me Mosquito.
What does Gaga mean?
Mosquito. That's what my sister called me.
I'm asking what Gaga is.
You don't know what Gaga is?
Does it have something to do with mosquitoes?
Yes, but it's very complicated to explain.
Excuse me, but...
Yesterday, there was a funeral at the haberdashery across the street.
Yes, but what does it have to do with any of these people?
But what about Gaga and mosquito?
Wasn't it Gargar rather than Gaga?
She died.
Who died?
My sister.
What happened to her?
She became a corpse, naturally.
Of course. That's not a surprise.
That's why I don't understand anything anymore. Everything is wrapped in riddles.
Like what, for instance?
Was it Gaga? Or Gargar?
You're just plain stupid.
By the way, in reference to that stick, she says you look like it. Let's suppose for the moment you do look like that stick. The meaning is not what you think it is.
Tomorrow? People will be calling tomorrow today.
To begin with, your conceptual framework with respect to
I
that
see.
stick is based.
Once a human hand grabs onto something, there's no telling what it can do.
I miss grabbing it. It's too awful to think that the day after tomorrow will always be tomorrow. Even hundreds of years from now.
Sir,
Well, what happened?
we have to hurry.
This crazy bunch. I offered them $1 for the stick, but they refused to part with it.
Sir, the child is coming.
What for?
As soon as I entered the department store, they were making an announcement about a lost child. Apparently, he had raised quite a rumpus, he claimed he saw his father fall off the roof and turn into a stick. But nobody seemed to believe him.
Of course not.
Then he gave the matron the slip and ran out to look for his father.
I was leaning against the railing at the time, the one that runs between the ducts and the air conditioning system. I was looking down at the streets with nothing in particular on my mind. It's all just a whirlpool. It's all just one big whirlpool.
What happened?
My boy came up, pestering me for a dime so that he could look out of a telescope for 3 minutes. That's when it happened. My body sailed out into the air and I turned into a stick. I hadn't the least intention of running away from my child or anything like that. But I turned into a stick. Why should this have happened to me? Why should such a thing have happened to me?
What's the matter, anyway?
It twitched like a dying fish.
That's not possible. You're imagining things.
Look, sir, look. Do you see that child? The little boy with the short neck, prowling along the ground, looking with his thick glasses.
He seems to be gradually coming closer.
I can hear his footsteps, treading their way through the rumblings of the earth, shaking under
Somehow
the weight
those guys give me the creeps. You should make some sort of deal with them.
I can't figure it out, but I don't like it. That stick looks too much like me.
Not a lot, just a little.
$5. What do you say?
$5?
He doesn't have to stand on me. I'm already soaked from lying in the gutter.
I'm not gonna force
Like
you
if I don't catch a
if you
cold.
don't want to.
Sir, the child is almost here.
I'm selling it because I don't want to sell it. It's a contradiction of circumstances. Do you understand me?
That's right. He's selling it because he doesn't want to.
All right.
Do you understand?
I understand. Here you are, but I'll tell you one thing, my friend. You may think you've struck a clever bargain, but one of these days you'll find out. It wasn't just a stick you sold, but yourself.
It's the generation gap.
Well, that was a close one.
Earth duty isn't easy, is it?
It was a good experience for your first day of on-the-job training.
I was on tenterhooks, I can tell you. Sir, the child!
Where is he? What is going on? I'm not happy. Where is he?
Doesn't matter. There was nothing I could have done.
Well, that
anyway.
was a close shave.
What's that?
But you know, I almost feel sorry for him.
Sympathy has no place in our profession. Well, let's get cracking. That crazy eruption has certainly played havoc with our schedule.
I didn't realize how late it was.
It's perfect for your first day. Now make your report in exactly the order you learned.
Yes, sir. The first thing I noticed is that a distinction can be made between the top half and the bottom half of the stick. The top half seems to have been scraped and rubbed off, whereas the bottom half is encrusted with dirt and grease from human hands. From this, I can infer that this stick has not always been lying in the gutter, but at one point served some particular human purpose.
That's obvious, isn't
But
it?
the poor thing
It's true
seems
of
to have been
everyone.
through quite a lot. It's got marks and scratches all over it.
Excellent. But what do you mean by calling it a poor thing? I'm afraid you've been somewhat infected by human ideas.
Infected by human ideas.
We in hell have a different approach. To our way of thinking, this stick, which has gone through every kind of abuse until its whole body is covered with scars, never running away, never being discarded, should be called a capable and faithful stick.
But even a monkey can make a stick do as he likes. A human being with the same qualities would be simple-minded.
That's precisely what I meant when I called it capable and faithful. A stick can lead a blind man. It could also train a dog. As a lever, it could move heavy objects, and it could be used to thrash an enemy. In short, the stick is the root and source of all tools.
But with the same stick, I can beat you and you can beat me back.
Isn't that what faithfulness means? A stick remains a stick, no matter how it's used.
But what you're saying is too miserable.
All it boils down to is that a living stick has turned into a dead stick, right? Sentimentality's forbidden to Earth duty. Now continue with your report. What's the matter? I want the main points of your report.
Yes. Next, I shall telephone headquarters and inform them of the exact time and location of the disappearance of the person in question. Then I should decide on a punishment and register the variety and disposition.
And what decision have you made on the punishment? Surely there can be no doubt in your mind. A simple case like this.
Sir, I rather enjoy wandering around the specimen room, but I don't seem to recall ever seeing any specimens of the stick.
There aren't any, of course.
So it is a rare case.
Now
then.
calm down and just think. I realize this is your first day of on-the-job training, but it's disturbing to hear something so wide off the mark. The fact that something isn't in the specimen room doesn't necessarily mean it's so rare. On the contrary...
It's because sticks are so common.
Exactly. In the last 20 or 30 years, the percentage of sticks has steadily gone up. Why, I understand that in extreme cases, 98.4% of all people who die within a given month turn into sticks.
Yes, I remember now. So it would probably be okay for me to leave the stick as it was in its lifetime, with no particular
Now
punishment.
you're on the right track.
So all I need to do is inform them of the variety and disposition. No punishment is necessary.
Do you remember what it says in our textbook? They who came up for judgment, but were not judged, have turned into sticks and filled the earth. The master has departed, and the earth has become a grave of rotten sticks. That's why the shortage of help in hell has never been especially acute.
Shall I telephone headquarters now?
I'll show you how it's done. Just this first time. Hello, headquarters. This is MC Training Squad on Earth duty.
Roger. Headquarters here.
Request verification of certification number MC621. I repeat, MC621.
MC621. Roger.
The time was 22 minutes and 10 seconds before the hour. The place was Ward B, 32/4 on the grid. Stick fell from roof of terminal department store.
Roger. Go ahead.
No punishment. Registration unnecessary. Over.
Roger. Registration unnecessary.
Roger. Request information on next assignment.
6 minutes, 24 seconds from now, in Ward B, 32/8 on the grid. Over.
That would put us somewhere behind the station.
Roger. 32/8.
Good luck on your mission. Over.
Roger. Thanks a lot. Oh. And if my wife calls, would you mind telling her I forgot to leave the key to my locker?
You're hopeless. Well, this is the last time. Over.
Roger. So long. That, in short, is how it's done.
Thank you. Think I understand now.
What's wrong? You look kind of down in the mouth.
Oh, it's nothing, really.
Well, shall we say goodbye to our sticks somewhere around here?
You mean we're just going to throw it away?
Of course.
Just like that?
That's regulation. It's a handy size, and as far as sticks go, it's a pretty good specimen. It could be used for the handle of a placard. What do you think you're doing?
It's too cruel!
Cruel?
We should give it to the child, don't you think? That's the least we can
Don't
do.
talk nonsense. A stick is a stick, no matter who has it.
But it's something special to that child.
Why?
At least it ought to serve as a kind of mirror. He can examine himself and make sure he won't turn into a stick like his father.
Examine himself? Why should anyone who's satisfied with himself do something like that?
Was this stick satisfied with himself?
Don't you see? It was precisely because he was so satisfied that he turned into a stick in the first place.
Just supposing this stick could hear what we have been saying.
Of course I can hear.
I have no
Every
specific
last
information
word.
myself since it's quite outside my own field, but scholars in the field have advanced the theory that they can, in fact, hear what we're saying.
How do you suppose he feels to hear us talk this way?
Exactly as a stick would feel naturally, assuming, of course, sticks have feelings.
Satisfied?
There's no room for arguments. A stick is a stick. That simple fact takes precedence over problems of logic. Come now. Come now! Put the stick back where it was. Our next assignment is waiting for us.
Satisfied.
But why must we go through the motions of whipping a dead man this way?
We are not particularly concerned with the dead. Our job is to record their lives accurately. You know, it is extremely dubious whether or not we in fact exist.
What do you mean by that?
There is a theory that we are no more than the dreams that people have when they are on the point of death.
If those are dreams, then they are terrible nightmares.
Yes, that's right.
But then, surely they can't be satisfied. A satisfied person having nightmares, that's a terrible contradiction, isn't it?
Perhaps it might be described as the moment of doubt that follows satisfaction. In any case, what's done is done. We have to hurry. We have exactly 3 minutes. If we're late, there'll be hell to pay later on. Hurry up. Don't worry. You'll get used to it before long. I was the same way. Sometimes you get confused by the false fronts people put on. But once you realize that a stick was nothing more than a stick, even while it was still alive.
Is the next person going to turn into a stick too?
It'd be nice if we got something a little more unusual this time.
What do you suppose those kids from earlier are going to turn into?
Those hippies?
They didn't seem much like sticks, did
If
they?
they don't turn into sticks, they'll probably end up turning into rubber hoses.
Satisfied? Me? Stupid fools! Would a satisfied man run away from his own child and jump off a roof?
The sky, the color of a swamp, cloudy with disinfectant. On the cold, wet ground, another man has changed his shape into a stick.
He has been verified but not registered. He is shut up inside the shape of a stick. He is not unlucky. So he must be happy.
I've never once felt satisfied. But I wonder, what would it be better to turn into than a stick? The one thing someone in the whole world is bound to pick up is a stick.
He has been verified but not registered. He's been shut up inside the shape of a stick. He can't so much as budge, and that's a problem.
Supposing he starts to itch somewhere. What will he do? How will he fare?
I'm afraid a stick would probably lack the talent needed to scratch its own back.
But anyway, you mustn't mind. You've got plenty more of your kind.
Look, there's a whole forest of sticks around us. All those innocent people. Each one determined to turn into a stick slightly different than everyone else. But no one ever changing into anything else besides a stick. All those sticks. You may never be judged, but at least you don't have to worry about being punished. Look, I don't want you to think I'm telling you these things just to annoy you. Surely you wouldn't think I'd be capable of such rudeness, heaven forbid. It's just the simple truth. The truth as I see it.
Yes, you've got lots of friends. Men who turned into sticks.
Excuse me, is this chair taken?
Excuse me?
Is this taken?
Yes, it is.
Oh, sorry.
Sure thing.
Excuse me, is this chair taken?
Excuse me?
Is this taken?
No. But I'm expecting somebody in a minute.
Oh, thanks anyways.
Sure thing.
Excuse me, is this chair taken?
No. But I'm expecting somebody very shortly.
Well, would you mind if I sit here till he or she or it comes?
Well, they do seem to be pretty late.
You never know who you might be turning down.
Sorry. Nice try, though.
Okay. Is this seat taken?
No, it's not.
Would you mind if I sit, here?
Yes, I would.
Is this chair taken?
No, it's not.
Would you mind if I sit here?
No, go ahead.
Thanks. Every place else seems to be taken. Great place. What's the book?
I just wanted to read in quiet, if you don't mind.
No, sure thing. Every place else seems to be taken. Great place for reading.
Yes, I like it.
Oh, what's the book?
The Sound and the Fury.
Oh, Hemingway. Oh, what's the book?
The Sound and the Fury.
Oh, Faulkner.
Have you read it?
Not actually. I've sure read about it. It's supposed to be great.
It is great.
I hear it's great. Waiter? Oh, what's the book?
The Sound and the Fury.
Oh, Faulkner.
Have you read it?
I'm a Mets fan myself.
Have you read it?
Yeah, I read in college.
Ah, where was college?
I went to Oral Roberts University.
Where was college?
I was lying. I've really never been to college. I just like to party! Yeah!
Where was college?
Harvard.
Do you like Faulkner?
I love Faulkner. I spent a whole winter reading him once.
I've just started.
I was so excited after 10 pages, I went out and bought everything else he wrote. One of the greatest reading experiences of my life. I mean,
All that incredible psychological understanding, page after page of gorgeous prose, his profound grasp on the mystery of time and human existence. Oh, the smells of the earth. What do you think?
I think it's pretty boring. Sorry.
Oh, what's the book?
The Sound and the Fury.
Oh, Faulkner.
Do you like Faulkner?
I love Faulkner.
He's incredible.
I spent a whole winter reading him once.
I was so excited after 10 pages that I went out and bought everything else he wrote.
All that incredible psychological understanding.
And the prose is so gorgeous.
And the way he grasped the mystery of time.
In human existence? I can't believe I've waited this long to read him.
You never know. You might not have liked him before.
That's true.
You might not have been ready for him. You have to hit these things at the right moment or it's no good.
That's happened to me.
It's all in the timing. My name's Bill, by the way.
I'm Betty.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I thought reading Faulkner was a great experience.
Yes!
The Sound and the Fury.
Well, onwards and upwards.
Waiter, you have to hit these things at the right moment or it's no good.
That's happened to me.
It's all in the timing. My name's Bill, by the way.
I'm Betty.
Hi.
Hi.
So, do you come here often?
Actually, I'm just in town for 2 days from Pakistan.
Oh, Pakistan. So, do you come here often?
Every other day, I think. Do you?
Not so much anymore. Not as much as I used to, before my nervous breakdown. So, do you come here often?
Why are you asking?
I'm just interested.
Are you really interested, or do you just want to pick me up?
No, I'm really just interested.
Why would you be interested in whether I come in here a lot?
I'm just getting acquainted.
Or maybe you're only interested for the sake of making small talk long enough to ask me back to your place to listen to some music, or because you've just rented this great tape for your VCR. Or because you've got some terrific unknown Django Reinhardt record when all you really want to do is make out. Which you will do very well. After which you'll go into the bathroom and pee very loudly, and then you'll pad into the kitchen and get yourself something from the refrigerator without asking me whether I like it. And then you'll proceed to lie back down beside me and confess to me that, you've got a girlfriend named Stephanie, who's away at medical school in Belgium for a year, and that you've been involved with her off and on in what you'll call a very intricate relationship for the past 7 years. None of which interests me, mister.
Okay. So, do you come here often?
Every other day, I think.
I come here quite a lot, and I don't ever remember seeing you.
I guess we must be on different schedules.
Misconnections.
Yes. Different time zones.
Amazing how you can live right next door to somebody in this town and never even know it.
I know.
City life.
It's crazy.
We probably pass each other in the street every day. Right in front of this place, probably.
Yep.
The waiters here sure seem to be in some different time zone. I can't seem to locate one anywhere. Waiter! So, what do you...
I beg pardon?
Nothing. Sorry.
I guess we must be on different schedules.
Misconnection.
Yes, different. Different time zones.
Amazing how you can live right next door to somebody in this town and never even know it.
I know.
City life.
It's crazy.
You weren't waiting for somebody when I came in, were you?
Actually, I was.
Oh, boyfriend?
Sort of.
What's a sort of boyfriend?
My husband.
You weren't waiting for somebody when I came in, were you?
Actually, I was.
Oh, boyfriend?
Sort of.
Oh, what's a sort of boyfriend?
We were meeting here to break up.
What's a sort of boyfriend?
My lover. Oh, here she comes right now.
You weren't waiting for somebody when I came in, were you?
Nah, just reading.
It's sort of a sad occupation for a Friday night, isn't it? Reading here all by yourself?
Do you think so?
Well, sure. I mean, well, what's a good-looking woman like you doing out alone on a Friday night
Trying to
anyways?
stay away from lines like that.
No, listen. You weren't waiting for somebody when I came in, were you?
No, just reading.
It's sort of a sad occupation for a Friday night, isn't it? Reading here all by yourself?
I guess it is, in a way.
Well, what's a good-looking woman like you doing out alone on a Friday night anyways? No offense, but...
I'm out alone on a Friday night for the first time in a very long time.
Oh.
You see, I just recently ended a relationship
Oh.
of rather long standing.
I'm sorry. Well, listen, since reading is such a sad occupation for a Friday night, would you like to go elsewhere?
Oh, no.
Do something else.
No, thanks.
I was headed to a movie in a while.
I don't think so.
Great chance to let Faulkner catch his breath. All those long sentences get him pretty tired.
Thanks. Anyway.
Okay.
Look, I appreciate the invitation.
Sure thing. You weren't waiting for somebody when I came in, were you?
No, just reading.
Sort of a sad occupation for a Friday night, isn't it? Reading here all by yourself.
I guess I was trying to think of it as existentially romantic, you know, cappuccino, great literature, rainy nights.
That kind of thing only happens in Paris. Oh, we could hop a late plane to Paris, get on a Concorde, find a cafe.
I'm a little short on plane fare tonight.
Darn it, so am I.
Okay, listen. To tell you the truth, I was headed to the movies after I finished this section. Would you like to come along since you can't locate a waiter?
That's a nice offer, but...
Girlfriend.
Well, two, actually. One of them's pregnant, and Stephanie...
Girlfriend.
No, I don't have a girlfriend.
Oh.
Not unless you mean that castrating she-devil I dumped last night.
Girlfriend?
Sort of.
What's that sort of girlfriend?
My mother. Actually, I just ended a relationship.
Oh.
Of rather long standing.
I'm sorry to hear it.
This is my first night out alone in a while. I feel a bit at sea, to tell you the truth.
So, you didn't stop to talk because you're a Moonie or you have some weird political affiliation?
Oh, no. Straight down the ticket Republican. Straight down the ticket Democrat. Can I tell you something about politics? I like to think of myself as a citizen of the universe. I'm unaffiliated.
That's
that's a relief, so am I.
I vote my beliefs.
Labels are not important.
Labels are not important. Exactly. Take me, for example. So what if I had 2.0, a 3.0, a 4.0 in college? Or if I did come from Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Westchester County.
Oh. Sure.
I believe that a man is what he is. A person is what he is. A person is what they are.
I think so too.
So what if I admire Trotsky? So what if I had a total body liposuction? So what if I spent a year in the Peace Corps? I was acting on my convictions.
Sure.
You just can't hang a sign on a person.
Absolutely. I'll bet you're a Scorpio. Oh. Listen, I was headed to the movies after I finished this section. Would you like to come along?
That sounds like fun. What's playing?
A couple of the really early Woody Allen movies, huh? What, you don't like Woody Allen?
Well, sure. I like Woody Allen.
But you're not crazy about Woody Allen.
Some of his earlier ones kind of get on my nerves.
Uh-huh. So listen,
You know, I was headed...
Okay, no,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I was headed to the movies in a little while.
So was I.
The Woody Allen Festival?
Just up the street.
Do you like the earlier ones?
I think anyone who doesn't ought to be run off the planet.
How many times have you seen Bananas?
8 times.
12.
Oh.
So, are you still interested?
Do you like Entenmann's crumb cake?
I went out at 2 o'clock in the morning last night to get one. Wait, did you have an Etch-a-Sketch as a child?
Yes! Do you like Brussels sprouts?
No, I think they're disgusting.
They are disgusting.
Do you still believe in marriage in spite of current sentiments against it?
Yes!
And children?
3 of them.
2 girls and a boy.
Harvard, Vassar, and Brown.
And will you love me?
Yes.
And cherish me forever.
Yes.
Do you still want to go to the movie?
Sure thing. Wait